Hello, it's me again, and this is 15 ways you can help, and this is a list from the Department of State. And so number one is learn the indicators for human trafficking to identify potential trafficking victims. Human trafficking awareness training is available for all individuals, businesses, first responders, law enforcement, educators, and federal employees, among others. And that's all available for the State Department. I'll give you the link to that in the description. If you're in the United States and believe someone may be a victim of human trafficking, report your suspicions to law enforcement by calling 911 or the 24-hour National Human Trafficking Resource Center line at 1-888-373-7888. Trafficking victims, including undocumented individuals, are eligible for services and immigration assistance. 3. Be a conscientious and informed consumer, just like we talked about in a previous video. Discover your slavery footprint, ask to pick your tomatoes or made your clothes, or check out the Department of Labor's list of goods produced by child labor or forced labor. It's a really cool list. What it is you can select by country and you can see where the forced laborers come from. You can select by goods and see what goods could be produced by forced or child labor. And they have an option to see if it's forced labor, child labor, or both. There's also an app that does that too that I'll show you later in another video. Encourage companies to take steps to investigate and prevent human trafficking in their supply chains and publish the information for consumer awareness. 4. Volunteer and support anti-trafficking efforts in your community. 5. Meet with and/or write to your local, state, and federal government representatives to let them know that you care about combating human trafficking and ask what they're doing to address it. Again, I'm a pretty big advocate for letter writing. Anyone who knows me in real life, my friends will tell you. We used to have a club, and I would always advocate for letter writing campaigns because I think they're a great way to let people know what you care about. Host an awareness event to watch and discuss films about human trafficking. For example, learn how modern slavery exists today, watch an investigative documentary about sex trafficking, and discover how human trafficking affects global food supply chains. Also, check out CNN's Freedom Project for more stories on different forms of human trafficking around the world. Organize a fundraiser and donate the proceeds to an anti-trafficking organization. Encourage your local schools to partner with students and include modern slavery in their curricula. As a parent, educator, school administrator, be aware of how traffickers target school-aged children. Be well informed, set up a web alert to receive current human trafficking news, become familiar with public awareness materials available from the Department of Health and Human Services or the Department of Homeland Security. Work with the local religious community or congregation to help stop trafficking by supporting a victim service provider or spreading awareness of human trafficking. The last few are for specific groups, but I'll include them anyway. Businesses should provide jobs, internships, skills, training, and other opportunities to trafficking survivors. Students should take action on your campuses. Join or establish a university club to raise awareness about human trafficking and initiate action throughout your local community. Consider doing one of your research papers on a topic concerning human trafficking. Request that human trafficking be included in university curricula. Healthcare providers learn how to identify the indicators of human trafficking and assist victims. With assistance from anti-trafficking organizations, extend low-cost or free services to human trafficking victims. Journalists. The media plays an enormous role in shaping perceptions and guiding the public conversations about human trafficking. And they have a list of some best media practices and how to effectively and responsibly report stories on human trafficking, and you can find that in the list, which I'll link, like I said, in the description. Attorneys offer human trafficking victims legal services, including support for those seeking benefits or special visas. Resources are available for attorneys representing victims of human trafficking. So yeah, that's 15 ways you can help victims of human trafficking from the Department of State.